Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Transformers the Show. And just a massive thank you for joining us and spending your Friday night with us. Let's do it. Let's start the bloody show.
You're welcome.
Magical place, we're on our way there. With toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Soon after bedtime, when dark nighttime falls, Jeffrey and helpers stock up all the shelves. From ceiling to floor, books, board games and bikes, teddies, puppets and dolls, and spaceships and trikes. There's millions, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
Oh, dear Lord, it's Friday night. Guys, thanks for joining us. We're joined by a super guest show tonight with Vaults of Iacon. Ed, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, me.
That's you.
Hello there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, I was looking for someone else behind me. Yeah,
It's
no,
you
thanks
lovely
for having me.
man. It could only be like, no, thanks for coming on. There's a 5 tonight, so Andy's not coming on tonight. He can't make it tonight, unfortunately. And Ian can't either. But that's fine. We don't need them. They're rubbish anyway. They're like the least favourite members of the show. These are the 5 real members. So, talking of members, let's do some news.
I talk some TV, and now the news. Don't touch that dial.
Yes, so basically the first part of the news is it's to do with the upcoming Transformers G.I. Joe crossover, which one of the producers, Lorenzo, seems to be talking about. He wants to have not many characters, just focus on a few. That's it, really. I don't know what you guys think of that, human-centric stories.
It's confirmed now, isn't it, that we cannot object that G.I. Joe is part of Transformers. I know it was hinted at the end of the film, but they're doing.
I mean, Bayverse obviously did have a lot of army characters in it. Like, was it Channing Tatum, whoever it was, who was Sergeant, whatever it is, or Captain Leo, or whatever. Like, there was a lot.
No,
of
it's the other
army.
big wrestling dude, the one who can speak Chinese
Okay.
really well. What's his name? Bloody hell, what's his name? I
I
forgot.
don't know. That's why I take him.
The one who said, they're literally called Decepticons.
Oh yeah, I know who you mean. Fuck, I can't
So
remember his name.
they've always had an air of
John Cena. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's it.
Yeah.
they've always had an air of working together, haven't they? With the military, right? So I think it only naturally lends itself to having.
Talking of John Cena and then heir of the military, look at Alexis tonight. Ripped with the vest top.
Wearing a dress, fine as day. Yeah.
No, he said he didn't say dress top. He didn't say dress top, mate.
It is. It is a dress. So here we're looking at core Transformers, and this will be actually a part of our discussion tonight. There's a theory just now going for the internet because there's a lack of listings of core Transformers, but maybe they won't be selling them anymore. But we'll probably still get them in some form or another through other sort of box sets, for example, Soundwave and Laserbeak and Lavage and Buzzsaw, etc. But as far as we are aware, core is maybe coming to an end to be sold individually. And
just thinking about the G.I. Joe stuff. Is it a bit like when Action Force joined the comic and Action Force wasn't doing that well? They're like, I'll just fucking throw it in with the comic. And now like the movie's like, just put
It is
G.I.
because
Joe
I-
with
Well,
that,
no,
rub them together.
the Action Force that was in the Transformers comic wasn't the Action Force characters. It was the G.I. Joe characters that were trying to push on the toy shelves at that point. So it was like, Duke and Scarlet and all them. But because the Action Force name was more popular over here than the G.I. Joe name, Marvel UK chose to run with the Action Force name.
Didn't know that.
Sorry,
But I
guys,
think
qualify. Are we Action Force or is G.I. Joe Action Force in the new
You
world?
can't, of course-
Which one's not?
the
Which one's not
G.I.
doing well?
Joe is Action Force that was basically what did they call it again?
No.
You-
As in
you
using that. No, but not. I know we were action. I know what Action Force and G.I. Joe.
It's G.I. Joe now.
Yeah.
Yes,
But what did they
Well, the
call that
point
term
was-
again when you have a franchise, but when you put it in another country, you change that franchise to suit that country? They do
It's
it
like
with
amalgamated
RPGs.
or something. Or
No, it's another term. It's like RPG, where they I've forgotten the damn word. Where localization, something like that.
All right.
Localize it. And that's what
No,
they
but
did with G.I. Joe. So basically G.I. Joe characters, instead of being born in Chicago, they would be born in somewhere like York.
No, I get
And that became the Action Force.
Paul's point was that you put Action Force in because they weren't doing too well to boost them up a little bit. So are we saying that because we're partnering with G.I. Joe now, is G.I. Joe not doing well, or is Transformers? Because like, which one's
both of them are doing a bit pish, which is unfair because I think the last couple of Transformer films have been remarkably good.
So we're both Action Force then, in that case.
But Action Force, G.I. Joe has been pish. The last couple of movies they've done have been absolutely awful. Bad writing, bad direction, changing things that didn't need to be changed, made a ninja course, a YTS course, and just stupid decisions.
That was Channing Tatum, actually, that one, wasn't it?
In G.I. Joe, yeah.
In G.I. Joe.
Yes.
And he left, so he got himself killed, so he never had to return. That's how much he loved being in the series. So you got Overwatch. Apparently, in the video reviewing the new Overwatch skins and stuff like that, one of the logos transformed into an Autobot logo, so there might be something Transformer related, for all those 2 Overwatch fans in Europe.
What's Overwatch?
There's some more stuff. Transformers 1 producer also Lenzo discusses what he thought of the classic movie in 1986, and I don't care. And that's just my opinion. I honestly just don't care what he thinks.
He's right though.
No, he's not.
Right.
No, he's not.
Don't take my film out of your mouth.
Wait there. It was dark because Jamie, didn't you share your meme about the week Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Wasn't that like a lot of just death in your whole week?
But when you were a kid, we grew up surrounded by death on the mean streets, of Glasgow, and when you lived in your little village of the damned, so Transformers the movie was like a Disney movie for us. I mean, after you watched Never-Ending Story with that freaking horse drive, we were born and we ate up stuff like Transformers the movie.
Okay. So my boys watched Never-Ending Story for the very first time at the weekend, and I recorded their reaction to Ajax dying, because Sam wasn't there, so I had to record it for her pleasure. Is that the right word for it? Is that right?
Child services.
They were leaning in, and they turned one to me and goes, "Ajax is dead." I went, "Yeah, terrible, isn't it?" They were leading in. I'll show you after the show. It's funny. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like laughing at the misery of children.
Hilarious.
Marcus, Church of Mark, and praise be Marcus. He was showing some of the GoBots, which are basically retools of some of the legacy characters. So we've got here, Pathfinder based on Cosmos, little cute Pathfinder. I'm going to get this set. I do like it. We've got them all together. Here we've got Smallfoot, Legacy of Gear, retool of Gears. And then we have got Treads. Retool of, could you guess who this character might be? It's a bit hard, the colour might throw you.
Galvatron.
They designed it from the ground up.
Scourge, that was my guess. Warpath. And
one more guess.
Now we're into the third party.
Oh, that means I need to be on the ball and playing the third party music. Right. Get ready for the best rap ever. Hey.
Hang on.
Battle this.
It's heavy metal cruncher time as Optimus Prime goes toe to toe with combat Megatron. Prime is one tough dude underneath his hood. He's a transformer missile fun phenomenon. Combat Megatron is combat armed. His mighty mega missiles are slamming. He can mad out more for use mega force, but combat Optimus is still standing.
Hey, Andy.
Who's this, Andy? I don't
He just said hello in the chat.
This is a Legends scale version of Raiden. I can't remember who makes it. It's been leaked. I think it's literally a downscaled version of. I don't know if it's. I think it is actually a downscaled version of Moon Studio. So, which was the best Raiden set we've had in recent years. So,
are you going to maybe get this set?
Oh, I might.
I think it would go well because obviously Raiden was in the Headmasters, so it would work well with Fort Max and Scorponok. So if you're into that sort of scale stuff, he was a combine that actually towed up against
nice manicured hands
at the end there.
Get to see that often.
I don't often. Do you guys do that? I don't. Sam always criticizes my nails and my manicure when I go on and I do a video. She always says, "You went on with those nails." I went, "Yes, because that's what people were watching, my fucking manicure." But anyway, this is. So I wasn't sure if this was just they're replacing the legs. Or
Well, I shared it, so I know what this is. This is the oversized Studio Series 86 Grimlock, which has me strangely excited. Actually, I don't know why. The big, it was big enough, but bigger's always better.
I'm gonna watch this one. It's especially if they do decide to do the full range. You know, if they do the full 5.
Especially if they decide to go with the full engineering as well, because the Studio Series was limited. So it'd be nice if maybe they had hands that opened and closed, and and joints which were meant to go further up did do that, and had more, gap fillers as well.
So when you say oversized, Jamie, have we an idea of how oversized?
Not really. I wouldn't say it would be that much, but it's hard to say. Maybe like the Jetfire, so it's hard to see. We would need to see images, because after all, they're pretty big bots to begin with.
So you've got the. Hang on 1 second. I'll get the box. 1 second.
It's a skirt. I knew it.
So I've got there's a ratchet.
It's a dress.
There's a ratchet and there's a Ironhide. I haven't got the Ironhide in the box, but this is SWO2. This one here is a KO oversized version of Ironhide, and as an example, they put die-cast it. They've actually behind the leg where it was normally empty space.
So you don't know that's what you concluded when you get the box.
If it's the same company, then they've actually got gap fillers across the whole thing. It's a really nice piece.
What about if it's not?
Well, if it's not, then I don't give a shit. So,
but yeah. I just hope you've got a better dress on next week, so your spirits are better. So here we've got MB21 really nice, first coloured sample,
20 quid,
and it's looking good. Wouldn't you agree, Alexis? Alexis has got it again.
Absolute chaos.
What do you think, Ed?
Fun?
What do you think of this?
I
know it's third party.
It's interesting. It's not my thing, but I do like the look of it. It's not something that's going to work its way into onto my shelf. But
is that because the colours are too bright and striking, and you coming from the north of England, like dull and mundane stuff?
Yeah. We're talking greys, dark grey, light grey.
Not enough grey. I can feel you.
Yeah, it's just it just falls out. You know me, I'm quite limited on my collecting remit, so pretty much 99% of everything falls outside of that. So I'm missing out on so much, But no, it looks. I like the little airplanes. I was
going to ask about those. Yeah. Are those actual like original figures for this, like MicroMaster figures?
You're the third party expert. You should know.
You're saying that we work for Fans Hobby. Oh yeah, it is.
You got the Saber squad who make the sword and Swaber, and they turn into jets, and there they are. So they're on there perfectly, right? But I'm not sure if those additional jets are actually transforming. If they transform, they're actually officially MicroMasters.
I think they do transform, or they definitely have parts which fold in like Diaclone. So
they do look like the Decepticons. What was the original squadron called? The MicroMaster squadron, the Jet squadron. They look like that. They look like that patrol. So
Sky Patrol or something like that.
Sky Patrol. They're really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope that's not light piping. Please, Fans Hobby, do they do light piping? No, they paint. Please paint.
You only checked one toy then. Do you want to check all your?
It's not light piping, because you can see from the back of the head. Yes. Yeah, Alexis, it doesn't look like light piping.
I was looking at my Fans Hobby monster bots to see if they were painted, and they are painted. So
okay,
it's fine.
Because heaven forbid they changed it.
Yeah. How dare they progress?
Well, that might answer your question there, Alexis. There seems to be some of them transformed.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
They do look like the Sky Patrol, don't they, from MicroMasters? If Fans Hobby started making MicroMasters,
I would buy them if they started making MicroMasters.
So does that
would be really cool.
If you just zoom in again, then does that look like they will? I've forgotten the name of them now. Them little, is it like mini links or something, or mini cons or something that came with the Armada stuff.
Because they got the dot in the
Yeah,
middle.
but they've got they're more like Micro Masters, because the trouble with the Marder stuff, they kind of were like almost like, I don't know, they reminded me of McDonald's toys. They had odd body shapes, didn't they, and stuff.
Yeah.
And the Micro Masters tried to conform to still being like a miniature version of that robot.
I think what Ed's referring to there is their the belly button, and that's just because where the umbilical cord attached to their head. That's the scientific thing. So when they were born, their umbilical was cut, and that's when they got those belly buttons.
Jesus Christ.
Full of knowledge, Alexis. Full of knowledge, just not for the right show. But
full of something.
Yeah, I think the only one that I quite liked was Spark Plug that came with Armada Optimus Prime. That one, that wasn't a bad minicom. Wasn't it? Come on.
I have no idea what this is, though, because Alexis posted that, but I put it
So
on.
I shared this. I don't know if this is a bit of hype, or if you zoom in. So this is apparently from Fans Toys. I don't know where this has come from, but if you zoom in, it seems to indicate that the Fans Toys are going to make a Brutus. If you scroll up a little bit more, or who are the Terracons, Abominus. So it seems to indicate that one of these two teams will be next from Fans Toys. I don't know if it's a leak or hype or something else, but I thought I put it on here in chat. If you know anything about this, I would love you to comment on it. It was more to see, can we get some more information on it? Because there was like, when I looked at it, there was 3 comments which just went yes, 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 basically. So,
Sweeten it, dear. What would you give them? What would you give them? Sweeten it.
What do you mean? What?
I don't know.
I will give you a muscle pose in the direction of your choice. Yeah. Whoever comes up with the best answer.
Oh, you don't get better than that.
That's all I got.
Slow news week.
Yeah. Well, that's fine, because we can just go straight on to pickup.
We now return to the Transformers.
And there was
really sweaty ears.
It's just really hot, isn't it? Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
You tried wearing maybe a dress like Alexis?
I feel I need some talc.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
Talc will help.
A bit of talc.
Who would like to go first on what they picked up this week?
I can go first.
Of course. Over to you, sir.
I got Nucleus. Is that the vocal Infernic? I've even forgotten the weird name they've given this, Infernic range. But I absolutely love this little toy. Even though his weapon just dropped off. He just reminds me of the Cylons from like Battlestar Galactica. Tried to get in there. He just got that Cylon look. And I think, if the law allowed, he'd be an ideal one for army building. Or if you had remember, in the Rebirth cartoon, he'd wingspan in pounds, and then the Autobot versions, I've forgotten their name, but the ones who go Roger Dodger, it would be cool if they had other versions, but they transformed into something different, but they almost had the same sort of thingy mode, robot mode. I would love that kind of thing. It's just cool. I just think of Battlestar Galactica, the music. I just have that playing in my theme tune.
Fast Lane Cloud Racer.
What's that?
Sorry, what does he transform into?
He transforms into a rock car.
A rock car.
Yeah, I put some pictures up on Twitter.
Like a tour bus kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, just a rock car.
Flintstone.
Not a rock bus.
Just a rock car.
Just a rock car.
Yeah, a car which looks like it's made out of rock, so it blends in somewhere and I don't know.
Is that to reduce its carbon footprint? Just sort of like.
Well, I don't know. They're pretty much big robots that live on Energon. I think they've got a big carbon footprint. But yeah, it's just a cool toy. Transformation a bit annoying, but it's easy enough done. So it's quite cool, and it's lots of little gimmicks in there, and it's got lots of articulation. Quite good, and it's just a fun bot. To be honest, I just don't have any. I think they're big trouble when they launch these surprise lines or include these things. I look at it as like a Battlestar Galactica crossover, Lockwards crossover, GoBot. But you don't until they're in a story. Your imagination is stunted in what they can be and what they are and how they fit in with the rest of the sort of Transformers. So I'm kind of hoping that Skybound are, making excellent comics, which I've read the first issue of this week, might start to include these guys, because they do crossovers with G.I. Joe, but yeah, it'd be nice to see if they could somehow put them in a story. But basically that's it. That's my pickup. I don't know, has it got the name on it there? Yeah, Infernic Universe Nucleus. There.
It can be whatever you want it to be, Jimmy.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes you like a little bit of structure, or it just becomes
What about if he's a plumber?
annoying. A plumber.
Cool. He could be a plumber. I only picked up one thing, which was I got Skywarp's legs, so just one
From
one
last
pet
week.
to me. So yes, probably gonna use it to scale stuff with. So yeah, quite happy about that. Pete, what did you get?
I didn't really get any pickups this week, other than a beer and mug set for
Ooh.
Father's Day. This is that popular beer Monge 2 from Only Fools and Horses. It's a pale
Nice.
ale. It's 3.8%. I said to Maddie that I would drink it on the show with because it makes sense. So this is my pickup this week. So yeah, I've got another Father's Day present, but it's on the way. Hopefully,
I've got a
it'll be
Father's
next
Day
week.
present as well, Pete, which is quite
Have you?
surprising since I'm not technically a father. But you know what? I thought I deserve one. and I told that to Maylin, and she agreed. So I'm getting a Father's
What was
Day
it?
present. Well, no, I'm getting one. It's going to be a game.
Uh,
I haven't decided fully yet.
It's getting close to being purchase embargo season, though, isn't it? The TFN's round the corner, and it's just like,
And I'll have another Father's Day present for TFN purchases.
Bisto, just said that. He said the news is going to slow down as we build up to TFN. Cool. Pete, well, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. What did I get? I got a little screen that I've shown you multiple times. Lots of chocolate to eat in bed. And I think that was
do you get
it.
chocolate orange, or is that Christmas time?
Christmas time I get that. I love a chocolate orange. I got Marks and Spencer's, but I got 3 packets of custard creams coated in chocolate, and I found these at a service station. If you ever go to Marks and Spencer's, they do custard creams coated in thick chocolate. Now you might be thinking, I'm not a custard cream fan, it doesn't appeal to me. Well, guess what? I wasn't a Kit Kat fan until I tried a chunky Kit Kat, and those boys, they're lovely. Same sort of religious experience with this one. Picked them up, I was hungry, ate it, realised it was one of the nicest things I could put in my mouth.
Custard creams are lovely. Have you taken it apart? Have you taken it apart and then eat in the middle?
I'm not going to lie.
These are chocolate coated custard creams, Alexis.
This beer smells a bit funky.
These are not normal custard creams. These are NMS.
They're on
NMS
another level. Are the gods aware of this? I just.
But anyway, try one. If
I defy users.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah,
the beer is not very nice.
I wouldn't often say this, but it deserves to go in the on the bucket list if you have one.
So,
cool.
Do you think Emma's poisoned his glass?
I don't know.
That was my Father's Day pick.
Find out now.
Awesome.
Find out now, won't we?
4 games in one cartridge.
Yeah, the
Is that
Atari.
plug- and is that plugged straight into a TV?
No, it's for the Atari. It's
It's
the
not-
cartridge you plug into the
It's
old
an actual
Atari.
cartridge.
Yeah, and it
So-
comes with the paddles. The
Ed, you have to explain video game. Paul's not very big on video games. You explain that to him. He's a little bit basic on that sort of shit. So
You remember the old Atari with the oh, forget it. Anyway, pickups, right?
Are you okay, Pete?
That beer was fucking nasty.
I thought so. It's like, is Emma trying to poison you?
Maddie, thank you for the present, darling. However, the beer was rank.
it was that Father's Day present, was it? You just put the thing down the thing.
Did she give it to you directly, or did she give it to Emma to give to you?
The lid was already off. A little bit weird.
Oh god, you're meant to do that. I bet to Brennan, like they smell the beers because if you can smell it, then there's actually bacteria it's got in and it's probably poison.
Right, Ed, what did you get for pickup? Sorry.
Oh, you can make die live in here.
The
Oh, this is exciting.
The Atari 2600. So that's not an old cartridge. That's a new one because it had the USK sticker on it.
Yeah,
That was being released recently.
The Atari subtitles re-released the Atari 2600. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's a bit smaller, it's same. But then they also did that 4-in-1 cartridge with the paddles. Yeah. So that's because I got the other thing and the thing and that. Anyway, pick up.
Ed, don't go too technical on him. He's very. Just go,
yeah. It's got a
Start
thing.
losing
You do
locomotion.
that.
Wink.
Don't listen to Alexis.
And it's fine. Anyway,
Yeah. Just
this
wink.
may surprise you, maybe more than it surprised me. But as you know, if you look at my stuff, I don't really do mainline. But then I bought that.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just
So
like
you rushed the game out of the box to play with him.
well, no, you see, because I'm quite afflicted. He's been out of the box, but I removed him from the box in a way so I could put him back in the box.
Yeah, standard.
Yeah. So he's been out.
So it's kind of like the Gary Glitter Transformers. He's got like shoulder pads, and then you put him back in that cell.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say something a lot darker than that for a second, but don't worry.
Yeah, that wasn't dark at all.
But yeah,
Not in this face.
I was quite impressed with that. I was quite impressed with it. I mean, it said I picked it up for 20 English pounds, which I thought you can't go wrong. I mean, I don't know what the original. I think
That's a lot of bot. That's a lot. That's a lot of
I
bot
think
for
it was
20 quid.
£44.
It was what?
£44 when it first came out.
44 quid originally.
And in game, it was like a $5.
Was it?
Was it?
Yeah.
Right. Oh well. Well, I still got it cheaper than the original retail, but
I
yeah, I
thought-
was very because I've pre-ordered the deluxe Legacy United Prime. You know, the G1.
Oh yeah.
And I picked this one up. So, I mean, I was surprised as anyone because, like I say, mainline, I've not really done mainline since. Oh, bloody hell. I think it was Transformers Prime. I think the last mainline figure I picked up. But then.
They haven't got any better, Ed. Don't worry.
This is the last of my pickups. That.
Wow.
Make
Oh,
him big.
wicked.
Make him big. Or read it.
Just
Just
doing
take
it
your
now.
top off, Paul. Make
Yeah,
it big.
Put your glasses on,
Yep.
will help.
That's so.
Oh wow!
Oh, that looks so
It's
good.
really good.
That looks cool.
The box is
So-
in reasonably good condition as well, isn't
I'm
it?
trying to work out how the architecture and the scaffolding makes you draw better, but apart from that, it looks really cool. I'm trying to work out how
I had one of these as a kid, and I've been looking for one for years, you know, but it had to be just in the right condition. And I finally came across it, and so here we are. I mean, he needs assembling, you know, putting
Is
all
it-
together and stuff. And
Is it an etch a sketch or is it something different? To,
yeah,
like, the way
you've
it
got-
works. I mean,
you have kind of stencils that you can trace and do rubbings. So those are the trace ones that you put this paraphernalia thing on, and it does it onto a piece of paper.
okay.
Or you can do the opposite side, which is like a rubbing. So you put your paper on with a crayon and you rub it, and it rubs onto it. You got like
let's
a
be honest.
pencil.
Let's be honest. Ed. You could be a big boy and just get a tattoo of one. Like just change that pencil for a fucking little needle. Get
You
some
could,
ink,
yeah.
and you
could.
can get sound.
Have you got a tattoo, Alexis? Have you?
I do. Yeah. I
Pencil
do.
sharpener
Nice.
and
Butterfly
scissors.
on his hip.
Those scissors are like the most insanely over-designed scissors.
Shows them again.
These are arms in his scissors in his arms. Sorry, and then you get
So
like
Does
Sam-
anyone here actually have a tattoo, or are we all good boys?
this
Sandwich
section-
I've
scissors.
got a little picture of Princess Diana on my thigh. Just
So we're all
remember it.
good boys then. Oh well.
and a Transformers pencil. Or what's left of it.
Ooh.
That's,
Is it a HB or a 2B?
It's a Skywarp.
that is a quality pickup, mate.
Yeah.
Very good. Can I ask, was that from eBay or from somewhere else? Or
No, it was from bloody hell, what they call him now. Here we go. It'd be a mindless bit of it'll be a bit of pimping for him, but it was from that chap.
there you go.
Classic collectibles.
Classic Collectibles.
There you go.
He got 2 in, and what he'd bought a collection in, like mixed stuff, and he posted some pictures, and I spied the corner of the box in one of the boxes. So like I banged him an email. I said that box in the third picture, blah blah blah, Soundwave Design Center. I says if it's, can you give us a nod? Like anyway, when he checked it and he emailed me, and happy days. So that was
Nice.
yeah. I'm just one more original merchandise piece off me remit. Then I'm after the the Ladybird Telltale books, with the cassettes.
Oh, with the cassettes.
You know what? Sorry.
With the actual cassettes.
Yeah. They did like they did the individual books and a cassette, which I've got. But back in the day, in 1985, they did a gift set, so it had 3 books and 3 cassettes. So I've got the books and cassettes, but I don't have it in the gift set, and I've not seen one for years.
Do you know what? You just remind me. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have to ask my mum in the loft. I'm pretty sure I've got old He-Man did them as well. He-Man did cassettes. I'm pretty sure I've got some He-Man
That magical
and
loft,
Transformer
which
cassettes
has
from
nothing.
back in the day.
Yeah, magical love. Ed, that's awesome. Do you have the thermos flask and the Transformers thermos flask and the lunchbox?
No, I had them as a kid, but I don't have them anymore.
That's one I'd love to get
Don't
again.
put ideas in my head like that.
You had all the paraphernalia that you need, and I thought, well, then you have the thermos flask.
Does it
Well, I've
Peter
got-
have some? Oh, sorry.
I've
Yeah,
got the 1985 G1 sleeping bag and duvet and pillow set.
Yeah,
I've got that.
I haven't got the sleeping bag. I've got the duvet.
With
Does-
it's got like Prime and Megatron and Grimlock and Laserbeak on it.
Oh, yeah.
Does Peter have some merchandise? Perhaps that some people might be interested in.
Yes. Well, yeah, if Ed's finished, because those pictures behind me are from the poster art. Tube, and I got the legendary colorist Jean-Paul Beauvais to copy them. Not copy them, color them in. I say color them in.
Gauthier.
That does a
Some
massive
Transformers
service.
show, sorry.
Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought that was a good link. I fucked it up. That should have been more obvious.
No, you didn't. Pete did. Ed, just want to say that I love the color of your room. It looks like the Ark, that orange behind. And is that Fans Toys Jetfire Phoenix behind you over your right shoulder?
It is, yeah, but that's the test shot.
Oh,
That's not the
Ooh.
production model.
It's a prototype, isn't it?
Yeah, it's prototype, that one. Yeah, it's a prototype.
Ultimate merch. That's ultimate merch. And then I tell you what, if we had ultimate merch,
Merchandise.
where would we go? Where would we go, Pete?
you're going to bin. Paul's going to run the banner, wasn't he?
Oh shit!
See?
Yeah.
Do you know what?
It's a hot
so
night.
prepared. So prepared. I thought it wasn't warm. I thought it wasn't warm tonight.
Right. Sorry. I thought we were going to do it at a different point.
Yeah, agreed.
The tenuous link there is if you want to help the show out, we're selling t-shirts. It's if you may have seen us all wear it. It's not like Lexus t-shirt. It comes with all the fabric you need to
Sleeves.
cover up your sleeves. It's the Transformers The Show official t-shirt. You can order it at tftheshow@gmail.com. It comes to $14.99 if you want to pick it up at TFN. Or you can add a little bit more on, and we'll bloody well post it to you. So yeah, it's a brilliant t-shirt. It's the Top Gun t-shirt. We're all going to wear it on Saturday night. There's already a few people who've got them in. So join the mob on Saturday night at TFN and wear your Transformers The Show t-shirt with pride. We've done a good Pride. Well, Lucan done a really good Pride banner, didn't he? So we could use it for a t-shirt. So we should do that. But yeah, if you want to help the show, do that. Obviously, it costs quite a lot of money to fucking StreamYards, like £50 a month you have to pay. So do that and support the show, or don't if you can't afford it. That's fine.
After all,
Just
you've got 2
come up and say
kidneys. You
hello.
only need one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. Right, Alexis, did you get anything this week in your pickups? Me old matey.
I got 2 items this week. So, first one I got was actually I'll share this. I got for Father's Day from the boys, which is quite nice. I thought it was very sweet. So I have it here because I like reading it. So I thought I'd share this. And you can read it yourselves if you can. I'll put that there. So it says,
Best
I can't read it from here.
In the universe.
Make him big. Make him big.
Oh yeah, I'll make it big.
See my vest, see my vest.
Best dad in the universe. I want to whisper how much I love you. If we could fly around the Milky Way or even onto Mars, I know I'd never find anyone as amazing as you in the entire galaxy. I love you, Dad.
Just a flag. Orders do also got that. And there can't be 2 greatest dads, so I'm suggesting some sort of fight at TFN.
Yes,
Dad
fight.
I got this. I got Rat Bat and Sound Blaster. So,
yeah, mine's coming tomorrow, I think.
There you go. So I got that, which is pretty swish. I'm actually more excited about Rat Bat actually because I had the KO in the original Takara Rat Bat, and it was okay. So this is the best Rat Bat I've been told by, and the other one's not. It's not even in the box yet. It's still in its fragile condition. So that is the enabler. That is the Willis of Pete, who I got the Magic Square Grimlock. So it's in the box because I don't want to get it out because I have to fucking transform it then. So,
it's all right the first time you've done it. The first time you've done it, it's fine.
We'll see.
2
right?
and 3,
Like,
2 and 3 is fine. The first time is like you just want to throw against the wall.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I genuinely thought like some of the X-Transbots or the old bag cubes or some of the fan toys like Masterpiece Transformers would frustrate me the most, but no, it's fucking Magic Square. Like their Megatron and Brutus is pretty close, right? Like some of those transformations, I'm like going, what the and the Powerglide. That was Iron Factory actually. So sorry, Magic Square. Yeah, okay. Magic Square like take the title for their Megatron is like MP36 is simpler than the
No,
Legend
it's
version.
not at all.
Fucking well is. I'm gonna okay, fine. When you come over on the 12th of July,
I've transformed.
before we go,
New Age and Magic Square.
Do you know we were doing so well? We had not sworn
you
yet.
broke both of
Really?
them. Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Pretty sure you
Before-
swore quite early on.
Not me. Not
So Paul, on the 12th of July, when you come over for birthday celebrations, before we go
Not the
for
11th, not the 13th, the 12th.
on 12th, you can transform both MP36 and Magic Square
Yeah.
Megatron into gun mode.
well drunk and naked
Yeah.
and in the
No,
backyard.
before you have to come over early before we go cricket.
Do you
club,
think
so-
you could transform MP36 quicker than I could transform Magic Square Megatron?
Ooh.
Under the
Well, that's
cover
not
of
the question.
darkness.
But do
That
you
has to
think you
be,
can transform?
yeah,
Do you think
holding
you can
hands.
transform one more than the other?
Well drunk,
So-
yeah.
Oh,
And naked.
easy transform Magic Square quicker than MP36.
Oh, and that Primus, by the way, that
moved
the
on to
Studio
something else
Seed, because you've done Studio Cell, haven't you? The Unicron, that one that was hard. The panel, and I've done the Studio Seed, like the Primus. It doesn't go together until you force it together, and once you force it together, like that one bit, everything clicks into place. Until then, everything pops out. You've got to force it together in one place. And everything
Did you
pops into
transform
place.
Studio Cell, the original one?
No, I have not. No, I've done the this one, the Studio Seed, that one there, the planet there.
Remember, this is
I feel like I
almost
know
identical,
it's
isn't it?
that one.
Next
I know
to
it's hard,
Penguin.
mate. You need to try and keep some focus because we're talking about pickups
Yeah.
this week.
No. So I told you I got two things.
Well
Two
done.
things.
Don't forget to when you're unboxing your Sound Blaster, don't forget to do a video while you're doing it.
I will do an unboxing video of that. I will, because I've got the OG Soundwave, the Takara. This is the Takara Takara.
No, it's because I think there's been some see you next Tuesdays out there that have been
really
blasters
okay,
and saying that
okay.
they've not got Rat Bat, and they've been sort of like, because they just want the Rat Bat. You know.
All right. No, so I did add the same thing. So
But there goes Plan A out the window for Alexis.
when I got the what was the one?
Penguin to Rat Bat.
Yeah,
Penguin to
nothing
Prime.
was inside the box.
Everyone said the arm was off, right? So I did the unboxing video. I put it online, and I try and do unboxing videos anyway. Like,
yeah, well, I was surprised.
People want to know.
Because that unboxing video of Pangu that you did, I was watching it, and I'm going to regret this, but yours was a lot floppier than what mine was.
It was.
Sense of pride on Alexis's face.
Like so we all criticized the MAS, the Megatron, right? And yet the Megatron pose is like 10 times. It's so hard to get into a pose. I don't know about you, Ed. Are you finding yours hard to get into a pose, or?
No, mine's really stiff. So it's like, I mean, it holds well in hand. When you put it in hand, it's really nice and stiff, and it holds well. And you can.
Do you know what, Ed?
You what?
Looks swollen.
You can fuck off and don't come back again on this show. Jesus Christ! Don't invite him back. He's got too many nice toys. Mine are all shit.
Oh yeah, poverty stricken. That's the first thing that comes to my mind with you.
I had a big dent in my box, if that's any consolation for you.
Right, come on, let's do. Right, we've got.
So, are we saying that if we swap boxes, you'll swap Transformers with me?
Top 5 Transformers Optimus Prime, which are not G1. We're going to do that now.
There's a magical place, we're on our way there, with toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys of Us. Soon after bedtime, when dark nighttime falls, Jeffrey and helpers stock up all the shelves. From ceiling to floor, books, board games and bikes, teddies, puppets and dolls, bags, spaceships and trikes. There's millions, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. It's called Toys of Us, Toys of Us, Toys of Us.
Just a bit bored of playing the Alan Partridge thing now. So.
Ed, were the legs floppy as well? Like were they loose as well? Like were the legs
pickups
well?
round 2.
No.
This is
pickup.
really yeah.
No.
Back to pickups.
Do a short video because it'd be really interesting.
We now return to the Transformers.
Let's take it offline, Ed. Let's take it offline. We'll take it offline.
Keep going.
No, that's all right. No,
I've got loads of videos lined up.
you guys can. You guys, yeah. We're only talking to our guest here. Jesus Christ, guys.
No, we aren't talking to him. You are.
You are. Right. Okay. So, pickups is finished. Yeah, I think pickups is finished. For play tonight is our top 5 Optimus Prime Transformers, which are not the original G1 toy. So it can be a character.
I just want to get drunk.
Just as long as it came out after G1. So Power Master Prime doesn't count.
I haven't got any more
G1
primes.
Prime doesn't count. Mr. says you're having a floppy off. No, we're not. Who would like to go first?
I can go first.
No. Come on, Jamie.
The prime I've chosen is the G1 alternative Vault, the Chuck Volvo whatever Optimus Prime, which was based on a truck which isn't very good apparently. So yeah,
Volvo truck.
Yeah, but yeah, so the truck isn't that good. It's a bit pish, and I think they're not buying those trucks anymore. And I think it was based on something that Amazon had and something that Amazon's not using anymore. But I liked it because it was a unique ton of engineering and Optimus Prime giving you that sort of classic look, but making it more action figure like, which is a hard thing to do with Optimus Prime because he's pretty much action figure like. But he just looked cool. Had this sort of like Mad Max sort of vibe to him with the sort of wheels in the back, and the blaster, the head sculpt was phenomenally great. Because often with Optimus Prime, they always have something messed up, and quite frankly, they got the head sculpt right down to a T.
Is that the Target one, Jamie, or is that the Christmas
no,
one?
It's definitely not the Target one. It's the one. It's based on the Christmas one, which came
Right.
out later, without the Christmas colours. So you don't have the cock coming out from the trailer. Because you could just put it inside. But it's this was actually a present bought for me in Singapore by Mei Lin when she was working out there. So she got it from Falcon's Hangar. Which I think she read somewhere in Falcon's Hangar. Once you go past this line in the door, you can't return anything if it's a defect or something like that. These Singaporean sellers are brutal. But yeah, I was quite happy we got this. Of course, she inspected it because I gave her instructions and gave her a little kit which she could use to inspect stuff before she buys it. So, to make sure there was no, real paint marks. But yeah, it passed the test. It was good. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of unique because I don't tend to buy stuff like that, but for some reason I just really love the look of this figure. The Target one, which I think is based on Laser Prime, which has also come out, which it's all red and stuff like that. Comes with a secondary core figure, which is quite cool. But this one's based on the Volvo thing. I think, like in a lot of Hasbro things, they tend to be Target exclusives, but in the rest of the planet, they're not. Anyone could really have them. I know Kapow and Indie Man Toys eventually got these guys, so it's always good to have those two independent trailers, and of course, other independent traders out there as well.
Yeah. So are you going to be tempted for the Moon Buggy one, the Moon Buggy Prime?
No, but it looks really good. I know Toy Box Soapbox got that, Liam, and it looks really cool. But I'm almost at the full capacity of Transformers. I kid you not, I've got 6 or 7 crates where I'm dumping Transformers and putting them up into the loft and stuff. And I'm almost going to start to do that with my G.I. Joes. It's almost like some real compulsive disorder I've got where I keep buying stuff and I don't have room for it. Yeah. And I'm not sure, because I'm starting to approach when something's a little bit better, it gives me that excuse, even though it's a minor upgrade, to go and buy it, then bin the other one, or put them into storage forever, where you'll never see the light of day again. For example, I've got my Netflix Soundwave, and this guy here is going to be stored away, but then he's discolored a bit, so that's okay. But yeah, him, I'm always, because he's a present, because he was a present from Mei Lin, so he's never going into storage. He's safe. And I think when you get presents for your collection, that sometimes it just gives it that little bit more significance and touch to it. So yeah. And it's cool. I mean, I tell you what, I love just the articulation on this. It's got better articulation in the is it the YOLO model? Optimus Prime. His articulation matches that.
Really?
Yeah.
Impressive.
I've got the only difference being the hands don't open, but it's a C grip almost like his hand.
Don't show it now. I'd like to see some pictures, Jamie, in the next 2 weeks of you.
Fucking did pictures about 3 years ago when I got 2 years ago when I got it.
All right.
It's not pickups. Yeah. It's not pickups. It stops.
Thanks for letting me go first, Paul.
No problems at all. Right, I don't mind going next. So I went for a bit of a off the chart out there choice. I went for 2015's Robots in Disguise, Optimus Prime. I'm going to show you a picture of him where it's like in the cartoon or an artist render. I think he is possibly the coolest looking Optimus Prime out there, in terms that there's quite some big redesigns. It looks a little bit anime. I'm going to flash him up now with his massive axe. I think he's a really cool looking dude. He's quite over stylized, and this is over stylized because it's even more so than the show. But I just thought he was such a brilliant, awesome, cool-looking Optimus Prime. He was quite angry. He wasn't in the show that much, really, across the first season. It was more about Bumblebee, and Optimus Prime was trying to find them. But yeah, he's my choice for that. And if I was going to pick the toy, you're probably thinking won't look that good. But it does. I think it really does. The toy for Transformers 2015, I think really carries it off well. The transformation is lovely. It turns into a lovely, I haven't got a picture of it, but it turns into a lovely long truck. But he's superposable. Just generally looks cool. All that stuff, like the blue bits in the background, the wings, the gun air things around his head, they all pull off. He's got loads of accessories. You can take them off. And he's just got a big, fucking sword as well. So a completely re-stylized Optimus Prime, but that's my choice. And if you can get the what do they call them? The warrior class Optimus Prime, I don't think he sells for a lot, like £12-15. Pick him up because he's a really brilliant bot and a very satisfying transformation and good in both modes. Who would like to go next?
I mean, I don't have it anymore, but I did used to have, and I'm going to be really boring here, but Fire Convoy, from RID, well, Car Robots back in 2000 for it. I had quite a few of those, and I always liked that Optimus Prime, for the fact that, you had the Prime, then you could combine it with, the trailer bits to make it in like, the bigger Fire Convoy, and then you could then combine him with Ultra Magnus, is it Omega Prime, I think it will call, so I think that's it with that, either that one, Beast Wars Optimus Prime, or Transformers Prime Optimus Prime. Those would be I think those would be like my 3 non-G1 primes, if you will.
It's confusing they've done 2 RIDs, isn't there? Like 2006 or whatever it was in 2015.
They were quite clever though, weren't they? Because they did Robots in Disguise and then RID. And they're quite clever. They couldn't do it any other way, could they? They'd already had a Robots in Disguise.
Right. Pete, do you want to take us through your choice? I just need to deal with it.
Yes, I went for Transformers Animated Prime, shown here by the Supreme class. He, I think, was a different take on Optimus Prime. Rather than being the chosen leader from the very beginning, I think he was, portrayed kind of a bit of he found himself in charge of a ragtag bunch of repair bots, and then he ended up on Earth, and then I think the stories and stuff kicked off from there. Everyone, regular watchers of the show, know I'm on a bit of an animated kick at the minute. I just love the toys, really enjoyable, just fun toys, solid, chunky, straight off the screen. And I think that's shown really well with the fact that with Legacy at the moment, they're all getting, the main characters are starting to get their versions, of new molds and new engineering. Prime, obviously, with this one in particular, he's missing his mouth guard, face guard, COVID mask, whatever it is. But I think, for me, animated was a nice reimagining of Prime, and it was popular, and I think that's why we're getting modern versions of the toys, because it's a favourite for a lot of people.
It looks good.
So,
I like the sharp edges, the bright colours. They look beautiful.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's just a fun cartoon. And what they did with Prime, I think, was quite novel and quite enjoyable. So yeah, animated Prime for me.
That was good. I wish I did something as good as that. Well, I'll edit it.
As he said, Nova Prime was his favourite Prime. The Battle Co-ops as well. Yeah, the one which came with the Combiner Wars Prime. That was an awesome.
Oh,
awesome Prime, especially with the conversion kit. Unitron 1. It's got 4 Transformers now.
Skywalk gets one more, and then he's barred from the show and the chat.
That's fair enough.
I thought he was the fellow ally for.
No, he was.
Not anymore.
Unitron 1's looking for.
He's made the list.
Looking for another Transformer.
Yeah, because I thought he sort of worshipped you, and he cut off all his hair, to idolise you, Peter. Started going.
We should thought about that, shouldn't we, before we started typing?
Yeah. Matching
What have you got, Ed?
Anyway, I feel like this is all deflecting from Alexis.
I've got a genuine choice. Share my screen.
Yes.
So it's not this. It's not this at all. This is the preview. So I went for Orion Pax. I went for IDW Optimus Prime. I went for
Nice.
the MMC version of him. I'm going to go through all my photographs because I still think this is probably the best posable third-party figure that we've had, and it's the hands. I keep saying it's the hands, like again, like just because the hands are hard, right?
Your small
as you
hands
know,
must
right?
come in useful.
Are they, Jamie? I wouldn't know. But anyway, carry on. So,
Yes, you said it was brilliant.
no, the hand. Oh, you said small hands come in useful. I wouldn't know.
Well,
Jamie,
he hasn't
so-
got big
Don't
hands, has
rise
he?
to it, carry on.
Like banter. but
I mean,
it's not
I've
fun.
got him right there, and to be quite honest, I don't mind him, but you know, he's not brilliant. We've had fallouts, etc.
Don't you get bored, Jamie, of like the best that you get in Chug, like that you're clawful? Like
I've got this figure. What are you saying?
Oh.
I've got Mastermind Creation figures. De
Yeah.
facto
So,
Chug.
So what
You copied me.
What I like about his photograph is that he's not just reaching up; he's actually standing on one foot with his leg raised, like posed, like on his toe. That's the thing about it, holding his blaster, and you don't see it in this. I should have took a picture from a different angle, right? But he's posed on his toe. And this
No
is him
stand.
next to. Sorry,
No stand. No stand.
No,
No,
that's-
display stand.
no, that's the point where he's.
Wow.
So I'm holding the Matrix with a pair of tweezers off screen. That's why it's right. But the actual bot is posed no stand, like jumping up basically almost off the ground.
Yeah, it's
so
that
you-
it's Optus Pectus. Is it Optus Pectus in it they call it?
That's
Yeah.
it. That's the one.
Yeah, it's got crazy articulation and stability to it. I mean, you can get that in some really mad poses, and it just holds it. You know, it seems to be just weighted and balanced just in the sweet spot. You know,
I've got that
It is.
and the Nemesis version.
yeah.
What? You do some photographs of that, Jamie. That's so. This
I
is the next
did
to.
a whole series of photographs of that, and you just. I had one when he was killing other Decepticons, and
Jamie, you can have your moment in a minute, mate. It's all right. So this is him next to. I'm trying to think of who this Prime is. I've got Prime up there. I can't remember who he is. It's what. Chat, help me out. It's the third party Prime. I haven't touched him in a long time. I can't remember the name of the company that does this one. It's almost like you can see the transition from Orion Pax to Prime there. In that, I have no idea. Ed, do you know?
That's an
who this is?
IDW. That's an IDW stylization as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I can't remember who it is though.
Yeah.
It's a really.
I mean,
it's really
I had a it won't Prime, but does anyone remember Spark Toys? They did a couple of War Within third-party stuff. They did Megatron and Orion Pax, and I had them, and that were a nice Orion Pax back with Spark Toys.
Yes, Stuart Jardine. It's Generation Toy. It is Generation Toy Prime.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. That's him there. And then I did the one scene that I thought when he was at the desk, and Prime didn't like the cut of his jib when he was a police officer or a keeper of the peace, whatever they call him. Right? He jumped over again. It wasn't jump over like that. That again. There's no wires. He was just able to hold him at an angle, like full tilt, and he's proper angled there. So I was like, wow, this figure's like super impressive. And so Well isn't heavy, but he's still able to hold another figure. Again, off kilter, right? Not even flat footed. Just hold the guy there. So, and then did him again next to Rodimus Prime. And this was if I remember the earlier comics when Rodimus was talking to him about Iacon, he was showing Pax round originally before he blew up, saying this is what his civilization's come to, and the Ryan was listening to him, or Prime at times listening to him. So, and then I had the Prime's Renegade crew there, which was at the time my icons of IDWC. You obviously had Rodimus, who was the anti-hero back then. RC, who was at the time a bit of a mentalist. You had Prowl, who was a bit of a sociopath. Ironhide, who just kept on going, and then Hardhead, who seemed to be at the forefront at the time of trying to work out what was going on and got himself involved in stuff which he didn't know about. So and then Paxo as well before you got structure missile. We're going something else there. So for me, it was it was Orion Pax or MMC version Opsis Pexus. Thank you.
Wicked choice.
Lost Paul, haven't we?
It's an OG G1 Prime, but I don't want to be a dick about it.
Yeah, there's pictures I did of Optus Pectus. I did about 24 way back in the day.
I know. I can see.
You searched for that while you were talking about yours.
Yeah,
years back. I can see you used all the articulation for that shot. Well done.
Yeah, there was so much shots. Yeah, because I was doing all that stuff as well, and you got the handstand and plastic cracks on that as well.
Do some more.
And it was brilliant. No, because I've done them. You just have to go and search for them, but you didn't care at the time.
See what you've done?
Thanks, Jay.
See what you've done?
Well, while you were chatting away, I went and raided my son's room for that horrid looking non-G.
Is that Ultra Magnus?
No, it's Optimus Prime, but it's.
Oh.
I don't know. I think is it from the.
Nothing ultra about that.
Is it from the last night? No, is it last night?
Mm-hmm.
Is it one? Last night one? But it's a horrid thing. It looks like a. It looks like a cheap Chinese knockoff. Do you know what I mean? That you get on a blister card or something. It's an awful thing. But yeah. So, yeah. That's not one of my favourite
I was going to say, just to clarify it, the ringing endorsement that you've just given it, it's not made your final three. It's not made your final three.
No.
That was number 4, right?
I think he's a very hard. I think from a character perspective, he's quite hard to reinvent because they based pretty much the franchise around him, don't they?
Yeah, he's the ultimate good person, isn't he? And people have arguments with the faceplate. Never mind anything else. So
yeah.
I mean, when Bayverse originally did the Optimus Prime, because they couldn't do special effects with red, they had them very blue, didn't they? Because the special effects worked better with the colour blue than it did with red. So and a lot of people didn't like that.
Is that what they mean by blue movies back in the day? Because of special effects.
Well, you're the expert in that, Mr. Kissing Club.
I don't know. That's what
I
was
couldn't
asking.
possibly comment. I haven't done any prior pictures of that, if that's what you're going to ask next. Here's some I did a couple of years back.
you always were a bit of a live
True Blue,
weren't you?
Part 1.
Sorry.
Thank God you're back.
Going on.
Yeah.
The kids needed addressing. Right. Cool. Is everyone gone?
Yeah.
We done? Everyone had to go? Good. Right now, it's on to discussion time. And tonight, we've had rumours, as you saw in the news, that Core Class may have disappeared. So is it the end of Core Class? Will anything replace it? Does anyone actually care anymore? We'll find out in discussion time.
We now return to the Transformers.
Ooh, Core Class. So, Core Class, if you're not sure what Core Class is, it's the smaller Transformers that Hasbro do. They've been doing it ever since, before Combiner Wars. Combiner Wars came out. They had a lot of Core Class figures in the line. They've kept doing them. They've kind of transformed a bit in that they focus more on the main characters, like your Starscreams and your Optimus Primes, characters like that. Whereas before, they were probably more based around the Minicons. And then they started doing a few different ones on top of that. The news this week is that there's no more Core Class listings. Now, in terms of their size, if you're a third-party collector, they're probably Legends size. They cost around, I'd say, £15. Does that sound right, Jamie?
Yeah, about £15. Mostly like $10.99. But some of the rare ones, like the cassettes, some companies come out with $15.99, and that, especially buying them from Amazon.
Yeah, and when I say core class, Ed, also mean all the way back to Combiner Wars and Power of the Primes, where you used to have that smaller version of the toy, which was about the same price, £12. So yeah, so that's what we're talking about. So they're not coming out anymore. Does anyone care? Did Legends scale?
I love the way
upsurge
Jamie
it?
says rarer ones when they're not rare at all. They're the ones that they know will sell, so they stick the fucking price up to £59.
No,
Oh no,
it's
there's ones like Skywalk
yeah.
combined. Is it Skywalk? I think it's Skywalk combined with
the
Wolves. It's quite
cassettes.
hard to find.
Yeah, in
Is it a
Frenzy
cassette?
and stuff like that, people were waiting for a year, and then you had Buzzsaw, which was the red sort of one based on the Bayverse movie. You know, I think In Demand were waiting a year for that, so people started looking at other places to try to get it, because sometimes it's hard to get that stock. It's just because Hasbro say it's the least, it doesn't always mean it's going to be there. And
So
when
it
you
wasn't
look
just
at
the cassettes then.
but it's a lot of the, you know, there's certain ones which are hard to find because Hasbro didn't seem to really put the core class out there. For example, when the big chains don't have the core class, it pretty much comes to the independents, and then it's hard for them sometimes to get them over, and it might cost like an increase in price. I mean, we've been lucky in the last year, but it's been tricky.
Isn't £15 same size, same price as the deluxe figure or whatever?
No. But
No,
I'm talking about things like Frenzy and stuff like that. Remember, I think we were the first guys, Transformers the show, to show Frenzy. We actually had them in hand, and we talked about it in the news, and then we didn't bother doing a review about it, even though we were like one of the first to have it, because that's just the way sometimes these things happen.
So I think there's two things to this, isn't there? There's probably the genuine core class line where it's smaller versions of the main characters and stuff. And then you've got the scale that, you know, Frenzy and Wheelie and Spike
Ravage.
and Ravage and Spike in the exosuit. So I think, you know, I think we're still going to get probably those smaller characters will still fit in that scale.
Yeah.
But I think the days where we're probably getting, you know, like Paul was saying, like you know, a smaller
Miniature
version
Jazz.
of Starscream, Miniature Jazz, Megatron, all that stuff. They obviously aren't selling, are they?
I want Paul to make his excellent point, which he put in chat, because until he does that, I feel like there's a fucking dam which we can't get past.
I'll make the point. So Fred and Rose West, did they have more tenants than the Scottish fans in Germany? I thought it was a great point.
No.
Oh no, sorry, you're talking about the Transformers.
Yes.
So the mini cons, the mini bots.
Lazy good patio,
so, like,
didn't they?
you kind of used to get Cliff Jumper, Bumblebee, Gears, Brawn. They all used to be Legend size or Legends class, which was the predecessor to core class, but was about the same price. The mini bots now are all deluxe class, aren't they? They're a lot bigger. They're 24 to 30 something pounds to buy. As that killed off the core class, you don't need them anymore. You're not going to buy Huffer, right? If you're a proper Transformers collector, buy normal Huffer, then get a cheaper, worse Huffer from that collection.
Yeah.
So is that one of the reasons it could have been killed off? And Fred West.
I think so. I think it's definitely a factor, because the Bumblebee core class, they didn't really put any effort into it, and it was a push example. It was good for core class when they were downscaling stuff, but it seemed like their core class was the attempt of doing Legend scale without any real.
Oh, I think Jamie's PC's just run out of batteries.
What was the new Bumblebee which just come out? Was that core class? Was that deluxe or
no? That would have been
brand
deluxe
new one
class, or
it was
Studio Series.
It was Dulux.
Studio
like
Series 86.
It was Dulux, like the dog.
Yes.
I don't think that's a very.
I think as well. Dr. Wu. Go on, Jamie. You'll make a point. Keep going.
I was just saying. I think the core class was their attempt at doing the Legend scale, but just half-arsed without really thinking about it, and almost putting it with that. I would say that the toy line just now is based at adult collectors, but for some reason the core class was stuck with the adult collector sort of mainline toys without really doing anything to make adult collectors interested in it with pet engineering or something like that.
Yeah, they didn't, and you're right. The engineering on the core class got worse and worse. We look at I really loved Retgar. They released Retgar as legend size, didn't they, in Combiner Wars or Titan's Return, and that was a really good size transformer. But the engineering was brilliant. And can you remember when they used to release core class or the old Legends class, and you could sit the Titan headmasters inside them? So like Wheelie was a bugger to transform, but you could flip them up and you could put a headmaster inside so they could drive Wheelie. The engineering, to be fair to it, was really good in those days. What's happened since then is they've reduced the engineering detail down, and it's just not as good.
Was there an advert back in the day where they took Transformers out of the pocket and like showed them? Was it Micromasters or was that something
Yeah,
else?
I think they did, yeah.
And what do you think core class is almost like they want them to fit in your pocket so you can actually like take them out of your pocket and like I'm not sure is that the idea? Because that's I mean like kids like Ethan, my middle child, he loves you have to search his pockets before he goes out because he has so much shit he takes with him anywhere, right? Like he's the one that take a core class with him, right? So is that do you think that was part of the appeal? Like they were trying to appeal to like be able to take for people to try and take him out with them, or is that just a red herring?
I think so with the price point as well. I think the price points go so far up though. The engineering's gone down, so it's not appealing to adult collectors. And now
they're not pocket money toys, are they?
Yeah,
they're not pocket money toys because they're too expensive now.
I said that's the thing. I mean, were kids buying them? I mean, is that contributing to them cancelling the line because kids just aren't buying toys now?
Yeah, it could be.
Well,
and there weren't a lot of Bayverse core class figures I can think of, so they weren't caring for kids who maybe grew up on that.
I don't know what it's like in other countries, but the UK, the retailers weren't seem to be picking up the core class figures, were they? Until it was basically, they got a good deal from Hasbro, where they were buying them dirt cheap, but Smith Toys weren't interested. So they weren't even the starting line. Yeah, because what kids are going to see is in the young age group is going to be for these toy stores, and they just weren't seeing them.
I mean, I've got to admit, I've put my hand up. It's not my thing. It was a line that never appealed to me. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to say too simplistic, but it was just a bit too clunky. For me, it wasn't. The aesthetic of them didn't really sit, with me. But I appreciate that. People out there do like them and collected them and that.
Well, the other thing as well is you had Doctor Wu as well, which was just taken off, and Doctor Wu is like as a franchise, Doctor Wu as a brand has just grown massively. Like they were doing core class, ever so slightly smaller than core class, but with proper engineering, and everyone. I remember even I did. I said, oh, that won't take off. Like they had one or two, right? And now they're doing Megatron. Like they're doing like some really like technical engineering and figures which are like, the size of your thumb. So which is smaller than core class. And the price point of those figures is around £15-20. So if you're into that, you pay an extra £3 or £4 more for that extra, something which is technically far superior. That and the fact, because Legends, let's face it, Legends has got out of control. Legends is very well engineered, painted well. Legends is the new masterpiece, right? In the sense of like it's for a decent Legends figure, you're paying between 50 and 70. Grimlock was, I think it was like $70, so like £55. So the Legends figures now are starting to creep into old Masters prices. Core class is the new Legends. It's the new Legends, right? What's next? We'll get ones which are like the size of your fingernail, not your thumb, your fingernail, right? Which will transform again, right? You'll need my glasses to transform those, right? So is that
I think thinking back to core class, I think like Peter said at the very start, is you're still going to have your Ravages, Buzzsaw, etc. And I guess what some people are worried about is they're going to have their updated versions of Eject and Rewind for Blaster, and we kind of want an MP style Ravage now as a chug Ravage, especially when you think about the G.I. Joe crossover set where they painted the MP Ravage blue. So people probably would pay a little bit more for better engineered, still core class size, but I guess they would be deluxe, because I think Hasbro's moved to that, like Paul said, you know, the upscale, the deluxe now, where core class are now deluxe because of better engineering and more plastic used and more design involved. I think we'll start to see that hopefully more and more, and we'll have a core class in size, but really price point hitting probably deluxe.
So what if they did the deluxe version Ravage, right? So the first tape that MMC released is the bigger scale, right? So Takara had
I
their
think they
scale.
should just release the Masterpiece Ravage, to be honest, as a chug.
So no, okay. So this is Fans Toys, right? So if Hasbro released a deluxe scale Ravage, would you buy it for £25?
Yeah. Without even blinking.
So
It's gone. It's like magic.
Do you know what I would buy? Absolutely, I would buy this. So if you got the engineering improved and you made it sort of half the price of like New Age, it's not going to look like New Age or Magic Square, but it'll be about £20. You know how they do the magazines where you buy the first issue, like Build the Titanic or Build the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah.
The first issue is 99p. You have to keep building them, and they've done it with the starships. If they'd done every Transformer ever, core class, but like they'd done some effort into it, so it was £20 an issue. This came out issue number 1, Optimus Prime, 99p. But like then and you knew they were going to go through 200 to 300 Transformers, all the same size, the scale's out the window, but you know you'll get represented a Transformer and it will transform, and it will cost £20, but you have to pay that for the engineering. I would sign up to that if that was the new core class, and I'd have to collect them all.
Yeah.
Just got Hasbro's marketing department on the phone. Hello. Trademark Paul Farrelly. I'd do that.
I think there was a perhaps a blissful, not ignorance, but I think a wish that the core class would scale well with the Titans, I think, and the bigger you know, Voyagers and stuff like that. But I don't know. I look, they obviously tried. It's been going a couple of years, isn't it? You know, they've now, so it's going to be replaced with something else, isn't it? Well, what is it? Are they going to relaunch some of the, you know, the MicroMasters?
It was the opposite. Just release everything as Titans. So £200 wheelie, 3 foot tall.
Yeah, let's just go big.
Yeah,
this is what the world is crying out for.
yeah, it has that the fuck out of everything.
A city scale cliff jumper.
Get in on the £600 Senator Rat Bat.
Because I suppose you have got Legends. I mean, there are other options. I mean, like Alexis was saying about you have got Doctor Wu and the small ones, but again, you only know about them if you're a third party. It's not mainstream.
Yeah.
There aren't going to be many 8-year-olds that are aware of Doctor Wu, are they?
I think in many respects, when you think about it, it's like Peter and Paul were basically saying at the start, is that it's maybe the worst discussion to ever pick when you think about core class, because no one gives a fuck, no one cares, no one really bought them. And the characters which were core class, like Rumble, Fezzy, Ravage, Buzzsaw, Laserbeak, no one saw them as core class. They saw them as the cassettes belonging to Soundwave, and they just wanted them for that. It wasn't like, yay, core class is suddenly a winner and a success. It's just because it's, you know, these accessories basically which came in other packs, and apart from Core Class, I think it almost died the moment it was released. I was the only idiot who was going, "No, I'm going to buy that, and I'm going to buy that Optimus Prime Bumblebee playset." And I liked the Optimus Prime in the trailer. It was kind of cool. I was thinking about photography and how I could use it to transplant some other characters so it would look like it was further in the distance and stuff like that. That was going through my mind and stuff, but it's not really envisioned. Bumblebee was just as bad as the Bumblebee which came with the Spike earlier. It was the exact same model. Yeah. So I just think, I don't think it's going to change anyone or it's going to hurt anyone, because we're still going to be having these, accessory characters out there like Spike and Bumblebee and. Spike and Ravage and Buzzsaw and stuff like that, Ejected Bind. We just won't have them as individual characters. Maybe they'll have to be with, like, they're going to do a new Blaster box set, aren't they? They'll release Blaster again with Ejected. The bastard! Oh yeah, that's what they'll do, and I'll buy it.
So are we agreed then that if this is the case, and Hasbro, if you're waiting to see what the fandom thinks about it, we speak for the fandom where we say we don't give a shit. Cancel it.
What do you think, Ed?
Sorry, what? What do I think of what?
He doesn't care either.
Okay, glad you're engaged, Ed.
As I explained earlier, I mean, it's not my thing. But while you were just chatting away there, I was just having a quick scan of some of the core class figures, and like I said, the Frenzy and the Rumbles and things like that, they do look kind of cute. They're not, but like I say, I think in what you're saying about people seeing them more as an accessory to go with Soundwave rather than a figure in and of itself, I think, that would be the thing. I just got my ruler out because I wasn't sure how big they were, but I mean, that core class Rumble, they're like 3.5 inch, aren't they? So they're not that small, they're smallish, but they're about,
So you hit a point there, though, Ed, right? Which is that everyone sees these figures as accessories. So if you got the
Thanks, Alexis.
Oh, sorry, I was chatting Sam. I don't know if you guys love it. So MP21 Bumblebee, you got you got
start. You said that.
You got Spike, didn't you? You got Spike,
yeah.
Which was. So you bought MP21, but you got Spike as an accessory, which is he transformed into the accessory, he transformed into the role, he transformed into that, right? So
yeah,
that was it. When you got MPO2 or 5, I think it was, as well, Soundwave came with the tapes as an accessory. Like tapes were so the first company, again, I'll go back to it, which did like accessories as mainline was MMC when they released their version of Rumble and Frenzy. But they started with Ravage as well. Yeah. And again, you can decide which ones you think are larger than life and which ones are smaller, because you could have a combination of Ravage as MMC, and then I think Fans Toys tapes go quite well. Fans Toys do release tapes as on their own, standalone, right? So their next one's going to drop. So you've got the dinosaurs, and you've got Buzzsaw.
Yeah,
I think you've got
the Auto Scout. And the Auto Scout as well. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but like I say, in that case with like Masterpiece, if the scale kind of thing is what you go for, then your MMC, Ravage, Rumble, and Frenzy are going to look better with your Soundwave than what your Masterpiece equivalents will be, because I always felt they were too small. But then again, the cassettes that came with Masterpiece Soundwave, give or take a mil or two here and there, are the same size as the core class.
They are, agreed, and agreed, 100% agree, right? And the engineering is exactly the same as well. Like,
I mean, so like, the ones that came with MP Soundwave don't rely on like the ball joints, the pop ball joints that these core class ones have, So I mean, maybe they could just re-release those, as individually.
But don't confuse the points though, fellas, in terms of, like we said, there's the smaller characters that naturally fit into the core class, you know, which is the cassettes and those smaller characters.
Like
And
yourself.
then what we're saying is small versions of main characters.
Yeah.
You know, and that's realistically that's what Hasbro are going to stop. You know, like the likes of
Peter
you're not
and
going to get
Peter.
small. You're not going to get fuck you. You're not going to. We're just not going to have those 3-inch primes now, because
Yeah, but I can see the logic in that, because like,
I think
if you're
Andy
a
should buy the
parent,
next round when we ever meet up.
Yeah, I agree.
if you're a parent and you're buying your kid, say, I don't know, a deluxe Optimus Prime or a leader class Optimus Prime, you're not going to see much point in them buying them another teeny tiny Optimus Prime that's like £10-15. You know, it's like it just seems a bit redundant, you know.
Yeah.
I think
Especially
they
when
said
you can spend
recently,
another £9. Yeah.
they said that adults have overtaken children now as the primary consumers
Physically.
of toys.
Yeah, they wanted a statistic earlier on in the year that it was a breakdown of who was actually buying this stuff from Hasbro, and I think it wasn't the first time where it actually gone to a point where the collectors were actually the main purchasers of Hasbro product rather than kids buying the
And
toy.
buying it for themselves, not hiding the fact, like, because it used to be a joke when I first started collecting, when you went into like Smith Toys, you know, and was when you're buying that, said, oh, you're buying this for your kid or your nephew and stuff, and people used to joke, yes, and, you know, the odd sort of startled look. Now people are just going, nope, this is for me.
Yeah.
And just wearing that as a badge of honor, and just not pretending anymore or caring anymore. And I've seen that shift.
The challenge now is that the adults are leading the way with the toy industry, is that Hasbro now directly competing with Love Honey, because they only sell to adults. So,
are you getting sponsored by Love Honey? Is that why you're wearing this sort of get up today? You know?
But do we think that will change now in the respect of, like, if you like looking at the passage of time? I mean, how many years now is it since Armada line came out? And, you know, and you had the mini cons with it. So are those kids that grew up with those now going to be coming into adulthood, and will they be looking at thinking,
I don't know, because if they did bad at school, they're never going.
Is this really shit tonight? This is really shit.
What is going on? Right, cool.
Or is it not a relevant point? Because I'm thinking, like, you know, maybe could they be dropping this particular line of toys with a view to sort of like resurrecting something else, you know, to cater to another upcoming age bracket of collector?
As I was trying to say, I honestly don't think so, because if they weren't, they're going to have to work their way up the companies, aren't they? And if they don't have the skill sets, I mean, I think we are lucky just now in the sense that engineers have grown up with this, and that's why we're getting a lot of these toys which we like, because they're big fans. And to be honest, the current engineers are big fans of Armada stuff anyway. They're there. I think the new generations that will be coming up will probably be the ones who are not so interested in G1 as such, and maybe not so focused on Armada, but maybe they would be interested in something which is different, like the animated toys, or something else which is directed to them, or even Bayverse, which I know is going to be a topic of discussion at some point, which is their real cookie cruncher, you know, the first thing that introduced them to Transformers.
I look forward to that chat on Bayverse.
I was wondering, do you think that
I wish you would
someone on a Love Honey podcast, the exact same thing goes, they were into the original toys, and that's what's, and do you reckon the engineers are going thinking, like, does that work in other franchises? Maybe.
Yeah, they had the technology. Drawing pins could be used.
I feel this chat slowed down a bit. I won't lie. I'm looking up the art of John Blanche my favourite Warhammer artist. And things kept going quiet, so I thought I'd dial back in, see what's going on. Pete, what do you think? Do you want Core Class to carry on, or fucking die and come up with something new, Hasbro?
I think take it out the back.
Yep.
2 bits of lead. Start again.
Just got to
Yeah. Build a new patio. Stick it under there.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. They've given it they've given it plenty of time, and I don't think it's not a. They're only cutting it because it's not a popular scale and it doesn't sell. That's the reason, which is why they're not cutting Deluxe or Voyager or Leader or stopping doing a specific line. It's the Core Class that's going. I don't think it's any great shakes.
I think we've done amazing to drag 28 minutes out of a discussion about Core Class that no one cares about. I think that's the true heroes of the hour between that.
There you go. Never go check in the first place, to be honest. So there we go.
Ed's looking up the art of Fake Taxi. No, look up John. Is it John Blanche? Is that how you say it? Does anyone like Warhammer?
Jean Blanche.
Blanche?
There's Jean Reno.
Right. Well, I don't know where he's gone. Should we talk about TFN for a bit and then we'll disappear for the night?
TFN? What's TFN, Paul?
What is TFN? TFN's a little gathering of men, children, and sometimes they bring their women folk in Birmingham, the centre of Transformers world, where we get together and we drink beer together and try and go to some panels throughout a 5-day festival. It's basically, if I said to my wife, can I go to the pub for 5 days, she would say shut up, but going to TFN, apparently that's all right. So that's what it is. Ed, are you going to TFN this year?
I am not, no.
Shut up, mate.
Oh, well, I'll miss you there. Will you come one day, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe next year or the year after, or maybe the year after. I don't know. I'm not. I've never been to a convention.
Ooh.
Never been.
What is it that stops you from coming? Do you think, or just not being interested?
Well, I mean, I'd say probably up until recently, it's just not the time. Because I'm now at a stage where my kids are older now, so I'm now, redundant dad kind of thing, So there's the spare time on your hands thing now. So and it was just kind of, I think things just happened where it just never became accessible to me. I've known people that have gone to them and thoroughly enjoyed them and things like that. I mean, I remember, back in the days of, like auto assembly and things like that, chatting with people. But yeah, maybe one day. But I mean, it's also as well, it'd be nice to have something a bit closer to home as well. I mean, I think the closest one they've had so far was Manchester. Maybe they need to be. Well, I mean, I think we discussed this, didn't we, Paul, the week? Maybe about.
I mean, I think your house is an hour away from mine, so
yeah, like maybe Leeds, Leeds way or something
Leeds
like that.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, if you ever want to lift one day, TFN.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if you have a lift with me, you have to practically come on the Thursday because I then go back to the Monday as well. So it's pretty much a holiday.
Practically come on the Thursday. No, you do come on the Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I thoroughly enjoy it. I mean, it seems like a great bunch of fun, and there's people that I've known for years within the community, which I've either just had phone calls with or text messages or emails, but never actually met them in person, So it'd be nice to sort of like say, finally we meet kind of thing,
It'd be kind of cool. I think those people would be really excited to see you there.
Plus also I'd get to, fortunately I've had a few friends and acquaintances that's managed to pick up autographs and stuff for me, so, I have those. I'm just missing Jeff Seniors now. I just need Jeff Seniors and Greg Berger. And then that's me. Because isn't he at TFN this time, Greg Berger?
Greg Berger was, Jeff Senior was at TF UK Con. That's well worth going to. That was 2 years ago, I think, though.
Right.
Yeah, but he was so cool, wasn't he? He stayed up with us drinking every single night. Well, the 2 nights we were there. They don't just go, do their bit and disappear. Jeff and Simon were there the whole night. Stay for drinks. The next night, stay for drinks. And they would chat and They weren't like, "Oh, can we stop talking about Transformers for 2 minutes?" They were like, "Nope, we'll just talk about that non-stop. That's fine, no problem." It was
I
awesome.
might have to tap someone up then to pick me up a Greg Berger autograph. That'd be.
I think we're quite lucky in the UK, where I think it's just a level below perhaps the commercialism that the US convention scene is. I guess with Transformers and stuff, TFN and TFUK con, I think we're spoiled. I think in terms of the attendees we get, I think the level of intimacy as well. Not intimacy in the adult sense, intimacy in the fact that in the biblical sense, but it's very much even at TFN, which is now Europe's largest convention. When we're in the bar, it's like we're in a local, and I think everyone's so cool and everyone's there, really happy and enthusiastic about being there for the same reason. It's just such a lovely atmosphere.
Yeah.
Less than 7 weeks away.
Fuck, 7 weeks. We have to do the TFN special now. Well, at some point over the next couple of weeks. And that
maybe the 11th of July, Paul.
Ooh, who would be on the 11th of July, Pete, to make that special?
I think if we tried really hard, we could probably get one of the organisers on. Maybe, what's that guy? Billy Edwards. Billy Edwards will be on the show on the 11th of July to talk all things TFM. So if you're not going, once you've heard Billy talk about it, you will be.
And also, lots of times on those with Dave, they accidentally give reveals away when they're not meant to once you get on the show. So that will probably happen. Tune in and find out. We're going to wrap the show up. If that's all right, unless anyone else wants to share about anything else. You fantastic men. So, if you want to go to Transformers the Show on Facebook, you can find us there. Ed is known as Vaults of Iacon on YouTube, so I'll stick the YouTube link into the description below. You can find Pete and Jamie on their Twitters at Willis Pete, and that's Storm Toy Photography. Plus, we got TF Show UK on Twitter. Go and buy a fucking t-shirt.
Literally. Why wouldn't you want to look like us? Honestly. What's wrong with you? Yes,
yeah,
you.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to look like you, Pete. It's just,
Agreed.
I want to
see. Jamie doesn't want to.
Off t-shirts on
the
side.
No, it's just my PC just...
He's having PC issues. I know how frustrating it is. Imagine Jamie, though, because that's what Andy has to put up with every single week. Right. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Ed, for joining us. We'll see you next week, Friday, 8 o'clock.
Cheers, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.